everybody, and welcome to episode 26 of the Being Ewethful vlog. I am Kim Beegler. I am the owner of Ewethful Fiber Mill, and I'm sitting here today in the mill in Halsey, Oregon. So welcome. If you've come back, I'm glad to see you again. And if this is your first time, welcome. I'm going to talk about having a small fiber farm, owning a wool mill, making yarn, working with fiber, and all sorts of things. So welcome. Today has not gone as planned. This is actually my second filming of this episode because I did it yesterday. I was spinning on the machine, that is, in the back of the mill, and apparently I did not close the door to the spinning room. So when I sat down today to edit, guess what? It was so loud. It was like the first thing you could hear. I tried to convince myself that you guys would still want to watch it, but I could not watch it myself. So here we are again. And actually right now I'm supposed to be sitting in the chair at the salon getting my hair done. And actually I'm going to add a little bit of color to it. So next time you see me, I'll have a little color in there. But this is my natural, by the way, which I know is crazy. But I haven't dyed it in years and years and years. When I was young, I used to dye it every color under the sun, the purples, the pinks, the everything. It drove my mom crazy because the dye would be all over also pillowcases, shower, wherever I put my head. Anyway, I have since calmed down, and it's been a long time though since I've added any color to it. So we're gonna add a little bit of color, just some highlights, peekaboo colors here and there. So that'll be exciting. Anyway, my day just was like gonna go this way, and then it went that way, which is the life of a small business owner to be. It's life in general these days, right? And then add in a small business. You just have to roll with the punches. So here I am again. Wish is very happy to have me here today, and we're gonna do this without the spinner on at all. We're not even gonna take any risks because that's how it is. And before I forget, I made this several years ago. So this is the Sheltered Poncho by Andrea Mowry. It is in, I think it's Shelter is the wool by Brooklyn Tweed. And I'll show you real quick. I made it a couple years ago, and it's open on the sides. They do have it so you could seam it too. And it also does have, it has a cowl obviously, and then there's also a hood here. It's one of my favorite things, but for some reason I washed it, I put it into, oh my God, my cat's nails need to be trimmed, but she won't allow it. So we're gonna put a blanket on me lap. Anyway, I washed it and put it away for the winter like 2 years ago, and we have a closet, we have a couple closets that are actually cedar lined, which is amazing, keeps moths away. And then I just forgot about it. Like I didn't wear it at all last year, so I was determined. I was like, I'm gonna get it out today. So here we are. I'll put notes on that down below in the show notes. Okay, so spoiler alert. Whew. Spoiler alert. There is going to, at the end in the mill section, what's going on at the mill, if you're in Fiber Club and Yarn Club and you do not want to see, stop the presses. When you get to that section, I'll have it cut up into chapters so you can see pretty clearly when I'm going to start. You're not safe to watch any of it. Basically none of it. The gifts are in it, everything. But the reason that I have struggled and decided to do it is because a lot of it is holiday themed, and I want people that are not in the clubs to see and know what's coming to the website, or maybe it's going to even be in the shop next weekend when the shop is open. So, and I'm so excited about so much of it that I just want to share. So, and I think what I'm going to do is maybe next weekend after the shop opens, I'll do a quick little shop update video, and maybe do some video from when the mill was open with our little maker's table. And to be clear, the shop will be open next Saturday, December 11th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it'll be the last time for the year. I'm sure I'll do it in January, but yeah. So those are the plans. And I also will, because I'm going to forget to say this, I used to sell Jameson yarn in the shop, and it's gotten just to be too much, and now I'm more focused on selling American wools, etc., and yarns, our yarn specifically. But anyway, so it will be in the shop, $2 off a skein next week. So if you love Jameson, get on out, because that is about a third off. And I don't have it online. You're welcome to message me if there's a specific color you're looking for. I took it down off of our online shop because managing it is a lot also, the stock of it, especially once I get it out and gone. So anyway, before I forget. Anyway, the last 2 weeks have been pretty winter-like around here. Mitch and I took a quick trip up to Portland. He worked at the property that we have up there while I ran around and ran every errand I could possibly think of. It was actually really nice. And I kind of ran around like a crazy nut and then fed him also in between that. And then, yeah, anyway, I took a little chill time too. So I got to go to Pendleton to the scouring mill, my favorite place. It's just down the road from the property that we own. And so I always like to zip down there and say hi and grab some wool, of course. And I have a little bit to share with you guys about wool and wool prices currently and what's going on in the wool market. I'm going to do that in a little bit. So anyway, that was after getting more information from the guys at Pendleton, who are a wealth of information on wool. I just love talking to them. So I also got to stop by Rosehaven, which is a day shelter for women in Portland, and donated a mass amount of yarn to them. They do a crafting day now that COVID's kind of not gone, but settled a little bit, and we're able to manage it a little bit. So they do that. And then I also took them some other things that they needed, but yarn, needles, hooks. It was very exciting. I hope that the people that utilize the day shelter will find some joy and be able to make some nice stuff. So that was fun. Then we came home to the farm and it was quiet and I was happy. The animals are good. Tabitha, our little crazy lady new kitten, is good. Her and Ethel are best friends. They tear around the house together. All is good. And Mitch has been just doing a lot of projects around the house. A lot of projects around the house. So we have lights up, and I'll put a little picture here, and he power washed the house and trimmed trees, and he's unstoppable. So that's what's been going on. Not a whole lot, which is cool, right? Youthful farm update. Things are pretty chill. I've got a limping sheep, but it's okay. I actually got him today. I try to give him like a day to see, because sometimes they just tweak it, especially right now they're running up and down a hill, which you'll see in one of the videos coming up, and they just are getting wild, and so sometimes they can just tweak something. I did manage to get him today, which luckily he's one of my easy ones, and he was eating kibble, so I just stuck my hand right under his chin, held onto his rear end, and that kind of keeps them in check. They don't freak out too much, and they just kind of stand there. So I was able to lift up his front feet. One of his hooves, it's like the nail is broken. So we will corner him in and get that trimmed up. That's really the excitement. Mitch worked on a bunch of fences. So now the sheep, as you'll see, like I just mentioned, they have kind of a big space up top by our house, and then they can come down to the shelter that they love. So that's exciting for them. They are fat and sassy, and they're even more quiet, dare I say, when it's kibble time, because they are so fat and sassy and they're tired from running up and down the hill all day. So we're getting some chickens processed soon, so we're just kind of keeping an eye on our roosters, who's behaving, who's not behaving. Some of our older hens will go. It's always, I've talked about it before, it's not super easy for me to do, but I do like the idea of being able to use them versus the opposite, where they just die. So and knowing that we're sending them to a good place where they do amazing humane processing helps. It does help for sure. So I wouldn't do it otherwise. And our chicken door works, so I get to sleep in now, our electric chicken door. So I've been sleeping in wintertime. It's time to sleep in a little bit now that I can do that. And that's it. So I think that's it. Without further ado, let's go see some animals. And little censoring beforehand, there is a fair amount of humping happening. The sheep, the lamb, wethers, even actually my female Alexis, who loves to take any chance to mount another sheep. She's in on the fun too, but my ewes must be cycling a little bit, and so the young boys are a little bit amped up. So you may see a little bit of mounting. They're all fixed, so no baby's coming. No baby's coming. I find solace in that. But that's it. I'll be back. I'll see you on the other side. Enjoy all the animals, and see you in a minute. It's farm tour time. So I'm in between dyeing while I'm doing animals this morning, and I thought I'd show you my anxiety attack for this week. So I mentioned when Corey came out my shear, she brought me wool. So that is what she brought. That huge bag, and that huge bag, which have multiple fleeces in them. And then my Shetlands are scattered in here. And I'm trying to slowly get through them. And then there's other fleeces. And then, you know, how I have some in a little storage container too. So my anxiety is a little high on the wool front, but we're going to work through it and get it cleaned out. And that's just some wool I got when I was up at the Columbia Pendleton scouring mill. So they had already carded it and they were like, here, just take it and play with it. I never say no to wool. Well, that's not true. I actually do. All right, let's move onward because the sheep are starting to scream. So you can see Mitch is busy. We rented this, him and his dad, and he power washed the house yesterday, put lights all around the house, which has been like his thing to try to get lights on all of the peaks on the house, which we have some on the other side too. And it looks, I'll try to add a picture of it at night because it looks really awesome. And then he power washed, which I didn't even realize our house was white. So it's been a few years. I have some dyeing going on in there. Looks like a Hobbit studio, doesn't it? With all the stuff growing on top. All right. And the babies, who are starving, as we can tell by Drilla, who always has to be the first one. And then she's always the last one, trying to find every last kibble off the ground. Doesn't mess around, and it is the fog's trying to lift. It's a pretty foggy, misty morning as compared to probably after this. I'll show a video I took yesterday, and you can see there's a lot of mounting going on. A lot of mounting going on around the farm right now, and they're all weathers, so there's no babies to come of that. But the weather is so, I think the weather's throwing. Or the females are all just cycling, and that's just what's happening. A little late, but still could be that. So everybody, you guys are see how quiet they are. They've been coming back and forth between their pasture. What's up, dude? Between their pasture up top, and so they are stuffed. All right, I'm gonna go feed them before they start screaming. Everybody's happily eating. Here's one of our roosters. If anybody needs a rooster. That is a rooster who's going to be going here pretty soon. Unless somebody wants him. He doesn't have the best manners. And there's other roosters. There's two more. Two more out there. But anyway, everybody's eating happily, so I am going to... There's a lot of that around this place. I'm going to move onward and go find June. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. All right, we're coming up on everyone. Good morning, June. She's being silent today. No neigh for us today, June. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to close gates and keep hands open. All right, so it's time for everyone to eat. Good morning, June. They're all ready. There's our other rooster. He is also quite beautiful. And there's another one around here, but he's been laying under the radar, so he may make it. All right, I'll be right back. All right, we're back at it. Everybody's eating happily. Chickens are here doing their job. My other rooster is. That's how unassuming he is. Most of the time I don't even know where he is. Isn't that guy beautiful though? We're just kind of watching for the next couple weeks to see how their behavior is, and sometimes it takes them quite a while, but that's one of our hens right next to him. Same age. You can see how different they are in size. And Cuddlebug's waiting to be let off. And I have Mitch got that automatic chicken feed door installed, so I can sleep in a little bit more this winter, which is nice. I slept till 8 this morning, which was crazy. First time in a long time. And Cuddlebug, here I'll show you Cuddlebug's new trick that he loves. His new thing, we'll see if he'll do it for us. You want this? He's a little amped up. No. The other day, there he goes, sat for like 5 minutes with his eyes closed. There he goes, calming down a little, just getting his head brushed. He's like, I don't really mind it. I was brushing June out, and he decided he wanted in. So, this is his new thing, apparently. I'm sure it feels good. Why wouldn't it, right? Thank you, Cuddlebug. He's like, okay, let me go eat. All right, guys. I think that's it. I'm going to cut to some other videos I have of moving the sheep, and it takes June forever to eat. She's so funny. Every last morsel has to be out of there. I'm going to go brush her, but I'm going to cut to some video of the sheep moving, and yesterday when it was bright and sunny, when I was out with them getting some scratches. So we'll see you there. Here we go. Come on, guys. New pasture day. And they don't even need their kibble. They forget that I have it and they just run. And they're right by the house, which is always fun. And then they have access to get back down to the bottom if they want to get back to their shelter. Although a lot of times they just, for whatever reason, Mitch built them to the right of the chicken coop. There's a shelter he built them. And they always just lay right here under this tree by the house when it rains instead. So we'll see what they do. Let's just see the view out without trees out our back. Okay, onward. All right, sheepy time. It's such a nice day. I thought we'd better. There's Patrick. I think that's Patrick. It is so much harder for me to tell who's who. Everybody's enjoying it. It is 60 degrees. This is Sweet Pea. Her name is Sweet Pea for a reason. She is literally one of the sweetest. Andy is sweet most of the time unless he's being a jerk. This is one of our mamas. You can see how much, sorry, the roosters are. One rooster in particular. So let's open her up. She's... Okay, that happens too. And he has no reason to do that in theory, but so let's look. She could potentially be cycling again, but there's Johnny, since all the boys seem to be a little interested in her. She may be ready. Otherwise, everybody's just pretty chill, eating some minerals. Apparently, we're going to mount her as well. Sorry, Mama. Here we go. Now that you're next to me, you can see she's pretty gunky on top, but once you open her up, she's got a nice, lovely wool in there. Okay, everybody's just frisky. It's spring. I think it's spring. Hi, Johnny. He knows he's such a ham. Now that is Patrick. For sure. And remember, he was born black. So you can see how much their Shetland's coats change over time. And everybody's just pretty chill. It's a pretty warm day, so I guess they're not going to be super exciting for us. Hi, Patrick. You want to come say hi? It's like I was just eating minerals. Everybody wants to say hi, Patrick. Okay, you guys, it's just a really chill day. These guys with their big wool coats are trying to stay This is Taraji. She has some stunning wool. What are you doing, mister? What are you doing? Nope, not today, he says. All right. I guess that's it. Everybody's just mounting her, so she must be cycling again. The joys. All right, guys. We'll move onward. Okay, we're back. Hope you enjoyed that. Okay, so quickly, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I talked with the guys at Pendleton about. I mean, we talked about all sorts of things, but what I wanted to share with you, because recently my shearer shared something on Facebook, which was from somebody on the East Coast. They had gotten a notice from the wool broker saying that basically wool prices are bottomed out and they don't really want wool, but here's the prices on wool that if they take, this is probably what you're gonna get. So, and I'll post it here. I think I can find it. I think I saved it in my phone, so I'll post it here. But what you can see is the very top price is $1 a pound, and this is for raw wool coming straight from the farm from growers. So $1 a pound for, and it's very specific, merino and rambouillet, specific staple length, must be perfectly clean, must be perfect, $1 a pound. Most of it, any colored wool is worth nothing. A lot of it was worth 10 to 15 to 25 cents a pound. That is really, really, really low. I mean, wool on the commercial market never yields a ton, but that's really low. When I was up talking to the guys at Pendleton, they said that their fine wool prices are still about where they usually are. They've been able to manage in there, I think they said around $2 a pound for raw wool, fine wools in good condition. But they did say some of the market is just, if it hasn't dropped out here, it will soon. So, and not necessarily on the fine wools, but just on some of the other wools. So the reasons, one of the big reasons that has thrown the wool market is our US tariffs put on China on this product, and that basically has made China say, we're not buying your wool. China buys a lot of stuff. So that has certainly affected the wool market here. The ports are a hot mess if you've been paying attention, as far as being able to get cargo ships in, getting them offloaded, getting product out. A lot of companies are having to pay for their own ships, or pay, which unless you're a giant company, you can't really afford. And otherwise you're just waiting for your cargo to get unloaded, which can take a long time. There's no rhyme or reason to it. So that's happening. New Zealand, when I was at Pendleton, they said that they were not going to be shipping wool to Seattle port anymore this year, maybe into early next year at some point they would. So that throws things off as far as the wool market goes. And manufacturing is down, obviously. We know that from COVID. As a result, of COVID, we know that staffing is down. There aren't enough people working in manufacturing, even if manufacturing was up. So all of these things have led to a very low wool price, and obviously it affects people. I can tell you I pay probably 10 times what, not necessarily, depending on the price. I pay somewhere 5 to 10 to 12 times what commercial wool is going for right now. And that is on the like fine wool end, not for fine wool. So I pay a lot more. Now it makes sense. I'm buying much smaller quantities and I'm buying for very specific things, and I'm trying to find the best possible fleeces from growers that I can. But just to put it kind of in perspective, as far as 10 cents a pound and up, yeah, so what can you do? Buy wool. I mean, the bottom line is buy wool, buy American wool if you can, but I wouldn't even be as specific as that. I mean, the wool market is suffering everywhere, and the repercussions are everywhere. So buying wool, and really what that means, I mean, obviously buying your wool yarns, buying your wool fibers. If you can buy local, great. If you can buy American, great. But beyond, just buy wool instead of buying synthetic clothing whenever you can. besides wool. I mean, there's so many reasons to buy wool instead of synthetic, but we'll leave it at that. So anyway, I just wanted to share. There's such a wealth of information up there, and I always have a good time and learn more about what people are doing and about our industry. So anyway, buy wool, wear wool, do it. Okay, so what have I been working on? Did I mention that I've been working at the mill a lot? I have been doing a few things. I have been trudging along on my sweater and my socks. I did cast on for the pattern that will hopefully come out in the next couple weeks using our Halsey yarn. Also need to restock our Halsey yarn. So I'm working on both ends of that, because putting out a pattern and not having the yarn, I mean, it's a great pattern. It's a wonderful pattern, but if you can't get the yarn, then, you know. So anyway, we're working on all of that. I did do something when I was in Portland. I had too much time on my hands, I guess. And I was on the computer, on my iPad, fiddle farting around. And then I was like, ooh, I want to make those. Okay, you guys, this is not anything like I have shown before that I'm making. It's cross stitch, but how cute is that? Oh my gosh. The colors to begin with are basically what Christmas is to me. So that alone pulled me in. If I see things in these colors, Christmas time, I'm basically all in. And they're also, by the way, very similar, kind of the same idea as my truck. So you may have a reason why. Besides, it's an old, beautiful vintage truck. It also, I don't even think I'm going to change the front. I'll post a picture here of the truck in case you haven't seen it, because we drove it this past weekend just to the in-laws house and back, trying to catch. It still needs some stuff done, but she's up and running. And anyway, and I don't even think I'm going to change. My plan is not to change the hood. It's not the original hood to the truck. It's an original hood, not to that truck, but I kind of like the color together. So anyway, cross stitch. I forgot the name of who has that pattern, and there's 12 different patterns in the PDF that you can buy. And cross stitch is actually, like, I think probably one of the first crafts that our mom taught us to do. So I still have fun going back to it. My mom thinks I'm crazy. She's like, I have no urge to do cross stitch. But she did cross stitch for a long time before she really got more into other crafts. So I understand. Anyway, so I'll put that all in the show notes. Something I wanted to show you pertaining to what I'm working on. So my sweater. And if you have been watching, so this sweater is hand spun. Half of it is hand spun. I'm gonna try to get up here and let you guys see. So this yarn is to, let's see if we can get focus there. So there's a kind of a white gray plied with a purple, well, it's a multicolor. So the one I plied it with was a multicolor. And it's a mohair single that I plied my hand spun with. So when I was up at Pendleton, guess what they had, which I brought home. So this is a very finely spun, let's get it up here, boucle mohair, and I think there was some nylon in it too, maybe like 80-20 or so. So of course it's on these bobbins, which don't work with my machine, but they are going to work because I figured out a way to make it work. Because my goal is, and I'm going to be playing with this if I ever get time again, which I feel like I don't have time, is to make a yarn sort of similar to this, where I would have a single strand of one of our yarns and ply it with that boucle mohair. How fun, you guys, would that be? And don't worry, I would definitely put it up for sale. I'm not just trying to make it for me. I have enough yarn. So I'm going to be playing with that. Hopefully, I might just sneak it in here and there as I'm spinning and plying, but we'll see. So that was a fun thing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's it. You guys, I almost forgot the giveaway. Oh my gosh, I had it in the first take. Second take, totally forgot. I got to make sure to write it in my notes moving forward, and I'm a little bit closer to the camera because my cat won't let me sit all the way back. She's on my seat. She does that. So, giveaway. It's going to basically be the yarn or the fiber from Yarn and Fiber Club. Whichever, if you're a knitter, a spinner, whatever way we go. And to comment by next Tuesday, as usual, end of day, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Do you want to know what mine is? I think that you said yes, you do want to know. And Mitch asked me this the other day, we were talking about it, and I think mine is Elf. I just love that movie. Love it. So anyway, I'd love to hear what your favorite Christmas movies are, because I will likely watch some of them. So get in there and comment. I'm working on. So I think we're ready for the full-on spoiler alert. 100%. If you're in Yarn and Fiber Club, you want to bail out. Unless, so, and I should have said this at the beginning. Yarn Club people, I sent you an email asking you your preference. Would you like your yarn natural this month? Would you like it dyed? Or if you have signed up for 2 skeins, would you want one of each? If you have not responded to me, check your email, check your spam. Please get back to me, because I want to know. You can watch this and see and decide. You could even watch this in theory if you have decided and tell me you want to switch if you're in Yarn Club, in theory. I'm not going to stand behind that, but it's always worth a try. If you wanted natural and you now want dyed, then I probably could do that. But if you don't want to see any of it and you wanted a surprise, everybody stop the presses because it's happening. So anyway, I'll be right back and we'll see what's going on at the mill. Okay, so what's going on at the mill? So much fiber in Yarn Club, so much fiber in Yarn Club. So much. But I am going to have excess of both this time. So I wanted to show you guys, just so you can get a sneak peek of what's going on. And I will have a mill tour in here too, where you'll see some of it happening in the world. But I wanted to give you a sneak peek of what's going to be up online towards probably the very end of next week. I'm going to go Saturday evening. I'll probably update everything after the shop is open. So, Fiber Club, look away, turn it off, do what you need to do, or just watch. Okay, so our Fiber Club. December is kind of the month that I decided long ago that I could just play. So, this is fiber that I got when I was up in Pendleton. This is their wool top. It's 21 microns, so that means next to skin soft. So the top I buy already done. I don't do it very often, but from them I do occasionally. And it is inspired by Christmas lights. So the Christmas lights on our house, which I have the old school big bulb, red, green, orange, blue, whatever they are, white even. So voila. And then I also have green as the base. And I like both. I honestly like both. I can't pick because I really love, and Fiber Club people, you don't get to choose. This is just going out the door. I try not to even look. I just put it in boxes and send them out the door. So Fiber Clubbers, you get what you get here, but they're both pretty, so you're gonna love them. But this is gonna be basically a white yarn with pops throughout it and maybe little short stints. This is obviously gonna be a green base with pops. And I really love white yarn with pops. But I also really love this color. So anyway, there is Fiber Club. There will be some extras. So if you're not in the club next weekend, you should be able to get some. Yarn Club. Yarn Club, look away. Somehow I lost, oh, there it is. My Yarn Club. Okay, Yarn Club. So it's Halsey yarn. So it's our Romney alpaca and silk. So here's the natural. So this was kind of like a beigey fleeces, which I don't get very often, which is part of why I started having issues with whether I was gonna dye it or not. So this is like a beigey natural color. It's really pretty. And the fibers were so nice. Okay, so then I couldn't decide. Originally I was gonna dye it, then I went back, then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let everyone decide. And people, I think, have enjoyed that. Some people have been very torn, but I think people have enjoyed it. So here's the dyed. It's so pretty. So I wanted it holiday-y, but not like obnoxious. But look at them together. Let me put it this way so the sun doesn't glare quite so much on that. Oh my gosh. I love them together. I really do. So, Yarn Clubbers, if you haven't messaged me, message me right away. Email, check your email and get back to me. They're gonna go out starting probably Monday. So there's the natural and the dyed. And I got some great, I really worked to get this color red. because it's really easy to get pinks when you're trying to dye red. So I'm going to write a blog post, or maybe in my next newsletter, give some tips on dyeing and getting a good red. So, okay, so I have to show you the gifts that go with it also. So if people are signed up for the yarn club at the Black Sheep level, they get the yarn, they get a pattern, and they get small gifts. So, and Fiber Club also gets a gift every time. So I'm gonna show you. So this is from Katrinkles. A lot of you probably know them. They do stitch markers and things, and they do a lot of custom stuff for people as well. And I'll put their link in the show notes. I've worked with them a lot. I sent them, so they had an ornament that was like a yoked Christmas sweater. And I sent them, or not sent them, they have our logo already on file, and I said, could we do this with our logo on it? And they were like, sure. And then they sent me back samples of what I could choose from. You guys, they blew it out of the water. Look at this. What in the loving goodness gracious? It's our barn and yarn ball. Up at the top is the yoke. I almost died. I think I fell out of my chair. I had to run in the house. I'm like, Mitch, look at this. Oh my God. They went above and beyond. I cannot say enough. So this is like an ad for Katrinkles, because they went above and beyond. I did not in a million years anticipate they would come up with this idea. It's amazing. And then, so that's for our yarn club, and the Fiber Club gets just like a minier version of that. Look how small it is and how much detail is in that. So epic. I love them. They will, and I will have some extras of these, which will also go up in the online shop at the end of next week. So like I said, I'm going to do that little update so you kind of have a heads up. Things are updated. Last thing, that was the gift for yarn club people that are signed up at Black Sheep level, and our Fiber Club got a smaller version of this last month, but these are pom-poms from No Hooks Given. She's out of Eugene. She does beautiful faux fur pom-poms, and she sent me a whole selection of different kind of holiday themed colors. And I am so excited because, I'm sorry guys, but look at that. What? Can you imagine a cuter hat right now? Or, there's so many things you could do. What? So anyway, I'll put her contact information below. She makes beautiful poms. We get all our pom-poms from there. I'm not sure if I will get these up in the online shop or not next week, but I will certainly try. So, wow, was that a spoiler, right? And everything's going out early next week. Everybody will have that in. So, anyway, okay, guys, it's time for the actual mill tour. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. I'll let you guys see what's going on in the back, and then I will come back and say goodbye. Enjoy. All right, guys, mill tour time. So there is less happening back here than I thought, but I'll flip you to show you. So I am, oh, it's just ending there for me. I was running the last little bit of some roving was coming out of the draw frame. So we have a little bit going on there. I'm kind of in a moment of not a whole lot going on. So this is the Halsey. You can see it in all its glory. And this is Romney wool, alpaca and silk. And there's some alpaca in there. And it was, like I said, kind of a tanny beige, and then I threw in a little bit of gray Romney to add to it. So we've got that going. We've got fiber that is dyed everywhere. This is ready to go. I'll take it in the back and rinse it here in a minute, and then get it dry. And right now it's taking some extra time. The spinner is done, but I have some footage of spinning, so you guys will see that as I get it set up, and then we do some spinning. So we've got that going. Nice, big, bulky. We're going to turn this light off while we're here. Turn this off. And it's late. It's getting dark. So there's some yarn that is ready to be rinsed and then dried. And we've got fiber drying. And we've got wool drying. This is actually one of Maria from Silver Creek Landscapes. This is one of her show fleeces. It is epic. The handle of it is so soft. And for those people who want to reach out and grab the wool, oh my gosh, you guys. So that's the last of that fleece. I've got lots of Fiber Club drying on the racks there, and I was doing a little bit of washing today, not too much. This is going to go into, so this is some, of course the light's going to catch it a little weird, it's a little bit yellowed, but no problem, because I'm going to dye this all up, and it's going to go into some Primeville yarn, which is our Romney alpaca mohair that I just did for Yarn Club recently. And so I will dye all of this in the wool, and that will take care of the yellowing situation, which that's just from being maybe a slightly older fleece. So I'll dye it, and that'll take care of that problem. So there's one thing you can do with a problematic fleece, right? And there's a little bit, this was a super muddy fleece, so there's a little bit of mud on the tip still, and dyeing it, that hot water, when I dye it, will kind of take care of the last of that too. So an idea for if you have issues like that with a fleece. And you guys, I think that's all that's going on. I still have plenty to do before I go home today, but I'm not coming in tomorrow, so I will be here a little bit later than usual, and that's okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to carry on with my evening. I will see you in a minute to say goodbye. Hi, so we're here in the spinning room, and it's time to get her loaded up. And I know a lot of you have seen this before, but I thought, I'm talking to myself there, but I thought I would show you again. You can just join me while I finish getting the last two. So I've got the first batch set already, and I'm just getting the last rovings going. Wish is going to come in and say hi, and I always get her out of here. One, because it's loud. Oop, that's one way to get her out. Throw things at her. And two, because while this is a fairly, one of the safer machines in the mill, it can catch her tail. So anyway, so I just put the first roving through, first bobbin's going on, one more roving to go through here, and we'll get the second bobbin on. And it's very humid in the building today, as it just has been lately, because that's the way. It is 72 humidity in here, which is a little higher than it needs to be, but the spinner does tend to dry the room out a little bit. So, and this has been spinning pretty well for me, so I'm not going to argue. Knock on wood. All right. Mitch would laugh. He will laugh when he sees me do that, because I can't help but knock on wood if I say something that I don't want to jinx. So pulling these up, and then we'll get her started, and I'll let you guys see how the machine looks today. This is my fourth batch, I think, of this. I'll probably do one more. Well, I'm just going to finish out the fibers, what I'm going to do. So that there's some extra that I can put online, because we don't have a lot of Halsey, as I keep saying. And so she needs to be restocked. All right, we're ready to go. And I'm going to start it here. Actually, I'm going to stop the video here so that I can not deafen you guys, and then I'll have some video of it spinning also. So I'll be starting it in just a sec. Okay, I hope that that was fun. And spinning, I know spinning is always something fun to watch, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. And flying, for that matter, spinning and flying. See, this was the joy of having to come back and do this twice. I actually said to Mitch this morning, darn it, I didn't do any filming of the flying. Well, guess what I got to do when I came back? I was ready to fly, so I got to throw in some flying video in there for you. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I'm gonna pop back in for a short video next week to let you guys see what I'm throwing into the online shop for the holiday season. And I think I'm gonna do a little video on just kind of showing how everybody was spinning or knitting or what they were working on during the shop day, so you can kind of feel like you were there. If you can't make it, if you can, I would love to see you. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Be kind to your neighbors, just to everybody that you possibly can. Be kind to them, and take care until next time. Thank you.